The Cosmic Librarian Podcast, your source for spiritual and holistic wisdom. I'm Lily, the Cosmic Librarian, coming to you every week with a wealth of spiritual, metaphysical, and holistic information. Join me to expand your horizons of universal understanding and to get free literary gifts. Yes, I'll be giving away every book that I feature on my show. If you want to heal your body, mind, and spirit, if you want to manifest miracles into your life, if you want to learn the wisdom and secrets of the universe, if you want to delve into spirituality so that you can become a better human, and if you want free books, you've come to the right place. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cosmic Librarian Podcast, your source for spiritual and holistic wisdom. I'm your host, Lily Stellar, and I'm so glad to be back with you today. It's been a few weeks. I know things have been really chaotic. I got very busy with work, actual work at Hay House, my other client work that I'm trying to finish up, and I've just been really overwhelmed. I wanted to record this episode last week because I actually finished the book last week, and then halfway through the week, things went to hell. I'm sure I'm not the only one experiencing this right now, so now I'm back on track. I'm ready to get back to the episodes, and I'm really excited about the book that I have to talk to you about today. So I have talked about this author for years. I've been recommending them as an author, telling everybody how much I love them, and then I kind of realized I'd never read any other books, so maybe it was time to change that, right? And the person I'm talking about is the one and only Gabby Bernstein. Now, I have read one of her books, but I didn't finish it, and it's her newest book called Happy Days, which is a great book. However, I had been talking about her. I love her podcast. I've been following her on all the social medias for a long time. I love her videos. I love reading her newsletters. But again, I had never actually read a book all the way through, and I was starting to feel like a hypocrite talking about how much I love her all the time. So, since this is kind of, well, one of the things I love about Gabby is all of her books are kind of short and bite-sized and compact, and you don't have to spend days and days and days reading to get what you need out of these books. And that's kind of one of her things, is she focuses on the one thing that her book is really about and keeps it short enough to keep you interested and keep you reading and able to do and follow all the exercises that she recommends throughout the book. So this book, The Universe Has Your Back, you see the subtitle, Transform Fear into Faith. This book is mainly about surrender, acceptance, and letting love guide you on the spiritual path. I have to admit that this could not have come at a better time for me. I'm struggling so much with letting go, with surrender, with allowing the universe to fulfill its own plan instead of me trying to control every little aspect of everything that's happening. And it's something that I realize is holding me back. I've been realizing more and more that I'm a control freak. Like I'm trying to control everything in my life, from my work to my relationships to my children to my free time. Every single thing I have a control, I have a grip on it, as if, I can't trust anything to just happen. And I'll give you a prime example. Kind of embarrassing prime example. But last weekend, our family went to a big body of water close to here. Well, we live in San Diego, so, half of the cities have big body of water. But there's a place called Fiesta Island, and it's mainly where people go to ride jet skis and to have, big like bonfires and, big family kind of events where, there's a lot of space, and then the kids can play in the water. People have boats and jet skis and everything. So we're out there. The family's getting all set. It's not my family, by the way. It's the father of my kids' family. And I've I mean, I've never really felt like super comfortable around his family, just because I'm not one of them, of different cultures and things like that. So not only that, I happened to be the only person there who was consciously sober, who was, being sober for a reason. I had, at some point, the father of my kids' cousins had been sober for about 3 years. I think it was the last time we got together at Fiesta Island. And we had kind of that in common. So I was like, oh, cool, like another sober person's here with me. Like, I get to talk to them and they're not all drunk and like being an ass, right? Well, this time that person was no longer sober. Like, the first thing I noticed was we got there and he had one of those like hard seltzers he was drinking. And immediately I was like, oh, like, well, that sucks. Like, my only sober friend is not sober. And throughout the day, as he continued drinking, he was kind of acting like an ass. He was kind of like ignoring his kids, ignoring his woman, and like kind of being a jerk. They had rented jet skis, and he was like letting his kids climb all over the jet skis and letting my kids climb all over the jet skis as if they're not like, motorcycles on water that are extremely dangerous, like mechanical pieces of machinery, and it's something that I've had a fear of since I was young. It has absolutely nothing to do with his family or with my kids or anything. When I was in high school, one of my friends got killed in a jet ski accident. And ever since I was like 16 years old, I've sworn to never get on a jet ski. I've been terrified of jet skis. I'm scared of what they could do to somebody. And so now that I have kids and we're going out to this place where there's a bunch of jet skis everywhere and people are drinking and people are not paying attention, I felt the need to turn into helicopter mom of the year, like going crazy, watching my kids, yelling at them when they got close to the jet skis, making them move all the time. I can't get away from me, get away. As if everybody around me was just completely out of control. And if I wasn't the one over there telling everybody what to do, then someone was going to die. That's what my brain kept telling me. Like, you have to be in there making sure everybody's okay. And it was all based out of fear. Again, like this fear that I've been holding on to since I was a teenager. And I recognized that, and yet I couldn't make myself stop trying to control everything, to the point where I got really mad at my son because he was eating food in the water. And I had just been to a point where like, I was the only one not getting to have fun because I had to pay attention and I was all high strung, and I got really upset and I was like, yelling at him like, get out of the water, and everybody was kind of looking at me like, why is she freaking out right now? And I kind of like walked away and took a break, and the father of my kids came up and he was like, why are you like just yelling at everybody and getting all upset? And I was like, because nobody's paying attention. If you guys were all drinking and getting wasted, then I could have fun too. And he's like, nobody's wasted. He's like, nobody's even a little bit drunk. He's like, everybody's just trying to have a good time. Can't you just have a good time? And I said something like, oh yeah, well, I'll just let everybody drown then, because I'm a stubborn ass too. But then I sat back for about 30 minutes, kind of cooling myself off, away from everybody else in our truck, and watched from afar, not going up there and interacting and yelling at my kids and trying to control everybody. And the most amazing thing happened. Everybody lived. Nobody died. And I felt like the biggest jerk because I really was just purposely not having fun. There was no reason for me to not have fun. It's only my perception of my fears that was keeping me from having fun, just like everybody else. It wasn't because I couldn't drink. It wasn't their fault because they were drinking and that I had to pay attention and be helicopter mom. Like, it was nobody's fault. I just needed to learn how to surrender and let go and have fun. And that's a lot of what she talks about in this book. You go through the chapters and it takes you from, recognizing that you have power inside of you visualizing your dreams, embodying who you want to be. Chapter 5 is all about having fun. How to get past obstacles, which aren't actually obstacles. You'll find that they're really detours in the right direction. Again, I've experienced this countless times where I have felt so rejected and felt so angry and nothing was ever going to work my way. And then I found out everything actually was way better when I stopped trying to control it. The next chapter is about having certainty in your desires, which is another thing I really struggle with. For example, I had a lot of financial insecurity this past weekend, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to pay my rent. And I kept telling myself, everything's going to be fine, your rent's going to get paid, everything's going to be fine, don't worry about it, just have faith that everything's going to be fine. Something is going to happen. The universe is going to take care of you. I kept praying about it, asking the universe for guidance. Not always calmly. Sometimes I cried and seemed real whiny and desperate about it. But it's because I was scared, you know. But I still knew deep inside that everything was going to be okay. And having that certainty allowed me to relax and let go of certain things that I wanted to really, really hold on to. Some unforgiveness, my pride, my ego, a lot of anger that I've been holding on to. And I had to let those things go in order to be certain of the outcome, that I knew I was going to be safe, that I knew I was going to be able to pay my rent, I would have the finances available, and I wasn't going to lose my home. Because there was a very real fear of being evicted. Like here in San Diego, the housing market is crazy competitive. Our landlord's trying to price us out of our house by raising our rent, which they're perfectly within their rights to do. They're raising it the bare minimum, but they're being real rude about like taking our payments late. They won't take late payments at all anymore, even though they used to give us a grace period, because they kind of want us to get out. Because if they force us out, they can charge more than $1,000 more than what they're charging us right now for the same unit, for no other reason than the housing market is just like that. They're renting a 2-bedroom, 1-bath for almost the same price as they're renting our 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Like that's how crazy it's gotten in just the last year since we moved in. So there's just so much financial uncertainty. Monday, after this whole stressful weekend, I let go, I forgave, I surrendered to what the universe had for me. On Monday, I had a meeting with a client. And this happens to be a very conscious, spiritual client who I've enjoyed working with for about the past year. And we've been working on like an affirmations deck for manifesting things. So a lot of what we talk about is affirmations and manifesting and spiritual subjects. And I was kind of mentioning, you know, this trauma bond that I'm trying to get out of and this financial insecurities that I'm feeling right now because of the economy. And he kept saying, it's 'cause you need to let go. It's because you're not letting go. You have to just be certain and so sure that everything is going to work out for you, that you have absolutely no fear anymore. And that really got to me. He kept saying, like, surrender and have fun. We got to have fun with it. He's like, you do what you're passionate about. You have fun with it. You visualize the life you want to have. And then you have to surrender and let it go and stop trying to control everything. And I really funnily quipped back, well, I know what I want. I just don't know the steps to take to get there. And he's like, see, there you go, trying to control it again, trying to take steps to get there, trying to know what you have to do to predict your future. He's like, just let go. Surrender the outcome, surrender the attachment to anything that you think you need, and let the universe handle it. And it was just so nice hearing that from somebody who is a very successful person, who's, financially a businessman. He's incredibly intelligent. He's physically in tune with his body. He's spiritually in tune. And hearing surrender, let go, stop trying to control everything from somebody who's actually achieved that level of success was really nice to hear, because he said, just do what you love, have fun with it, and the money will come. And I was like, you're right. Especially when it comes to these cards that we're working on, because, we need to make it fun. Otherwise, nobody's going to want it. If we're feeling, desperate in this clingy energy and trying to push our agenda out on people, people are going to feel that energy from us. But if we just present things with a sense of fun, then it's like you get to enjoy your life. And like he said, the money will come. The money will be attracted to you. All the things you want and need in this life will be attracted to you. After I met with my client, he was like, let's do fun things. Let's make this fun. Just surrender. The money will come, right? I leave the meeting. Before I even get to where I pick up my kids, 10 minutes later, he sent me a huge payment, more than enough money to cover the rent that I was behind on, so that I would no longer be financially insecure. And his accompanying message was, let's have some fun. Which I am so excited to do now. Now that I know, and I'm so sure that relaxing and having fun is going to be the key to my success, it's going to allow me to relax and have fun. It's that certainty and that surety, knowing that the universe has your back, that allows you to release and surrender control. And that's how she continues on with the book. She talks about getting signs from the universe, which is cool too, because she has one of the same signs that I do. The owl. The owl has, actually on here, the owl comes up in a lot of places in her work. And the owl is also one of my symbols that I did in Gabby Bernstein's manifesting challenge that I started on January 1st, or I think it was January 1st to the 14th of 2022, this year. So one of the things that I'm manifesting is a healthy romantic relationship. And my sign for that relationship has been an owl. Since January, I've seen hundreds of owls. It's been kind of crazy. They've been stalking me. So I love that she talks about signs. She talks about oneness and how just tuning in and feeling at one with the universe helps you to achieve everything that you want to achieve. Also helps the universe to align you with your true desires and to bring in what's in the greatest good for all people, not just for you. Because you may think, well, I just need $1 million and then everything will be fine. But how is that going to affect people around you? How is that going to affect other people that you don't even know? The universe is always working in the greatest good for all. So what you think may not be in your greatest good may be in someone else's greatest good and maybe in your favor later. But if you don't allow those things to happen, then you can't ever get that thing in your favor, and you're going to continue to repeat those cycles. Recognizing that you are the universe. And then the last 2 chapters, I listened to again today because I really needed that lesson on surrender again. The last one, chapter 11, second to last. When you think you've surrendered, surrender more. And she just talks about that process of letting go. And what I love about it is, so my client was like, you need to let go, you need to surrender. And I said, but I don't know how. He's like, that's your problem. I'm like, I know. One of the things I love about this book is that she actually gives you practical exercises to use to surrender. How to let go? I don't know. If I knew how to let go, I would have done it already. This is how to let go. It tells you right here. Step 1. Step 2. There's 5. Step 3, 4. Oh, sorry. There's 4. 4 amazing steps that you can take to surrender control. I hate to say actively surrender because that implies some kind of action still. But sometimes for us who have a lot of control issues, it is an action that you have to take. It's something you have to consciously do, because if it was easy, we would have done it already, and we would have allowed everything to happen in that. We would have all the abundance and all the love of the universe already present for us. The last chapter is about how love and abundance and all that is actually present at all times within us. And that is also one of those things that it's easy to say, but it's harder to truly recognize that we are always in a state of love and abundance, that we are constantly rich in love, we are rich in money, we are rich in the benefits of just living a life in certain places. There's so many ways that we are abundant, and yet a lot of us get stuck in that, well, I need this and I need that, I need this and that to live. And where we have to go back to is coming back to a place of love, being an instrument for love, humbling our ego, and bringing ourselves back to our humanity, and knowing that we're all struggling, we're all going through similar issues, and the only way to truly connect with each other is by opening ourselves up to love. These are things that are not easy to do, okay? That's why there are manuals on how to do them. And this is one. Like, this is one of the best books I've ever read. It's now my new favorite book. Definitely my new favorite by her, because I haven't finished any of the other ones. And definitely my new favorite book by Hay House. What is so great about this book is that it comes with these extra bonus things too. I already kind of showed you this one, the card deck. Now this is probably even more popular than the book, is the card deck. The Universe Has Your Back. It accompanies the book, and what it has is a lot of messages of spiritual guidance. It's a 52 card deck that are just little phrases that will help you to feel more connected, more calm, and secure in knowing that the universe loves you and really has your best interest at heart. I haven't opened this copy because these are some copies that I am going to be giving away, but I do have another copy, and I want to just pull a card for everybody out there to kind of show you an example of what they look like, but also to give you a message. I want to give a message out here to the collective, to anybody who's watching this, to let you know that the universe has your back. Universe, what message do you have for the collective? How perfect is this? I love it. Okay. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Weren't we just talking about this? Surrendering your desires, like what you think you need, maybe not best for everybody. So surrendering what you think you need to the plans of the universe is about knowing that the universe has a better plan. And it's about having faith that the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, has a higher perspective than we do. You know, even if we're very spiritual people and we feel like we have ascended and we're in alignment with the universe and we are, just really in tune with everything, our perspective will still never be higher than the Creator, never, than God, source, universe, whoever. The universe's plan is always going to be for the benefit of everyone. So surrender what you think you need. Let go of what you think you need, and pray for the best outcome for everybody. And that's how you really manifest what you need, and not just your selfish, egoic desires, wanting to win the lottery or something, okay? But what you truly need and what will benefit everybody. Another thing I love about this book, it has a companion journal, which is so cool. Again, I haven't opened this, but it has all the prompts from the book in a very easy to fill out, beautifully illustrated journal style. And since we have all of these things here with us, I am going to gift all 3 of these items to one of my podcast listeners. Oh wait, did I say 1? I actually meant 3. That's right. I have 3 copies of all 3 of these. Bring them over here. Okay, so I have 2 more journals. The other card deck's over there. Some of the other books. But I have 3 sets, okay? 3 sets of The Universe Has Your Back, the book, the journal, and the card deck. I want to give it to 3 listeners. All you have to do is go to my website, click on the Gabrielle Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. The picture will be right there on the home page. Go add to cart. It's free, $0. All you have to do is pay for shipping. Unfortunately, this does not qualify for media mail because the card deck, if it was just books, it would, but the card deck brings it over. So it's going to be probably like $5 or $6 for shipping, which is a great price considering that this is $21.99. This is $16.99. And this is $17.99. So you're going to get all 3 of these for like what, $6 in shipping, maybe $7, I don't know, something like that. Like, you're saving a ton of money. And you're getting all 3 of these amazing tools to help you transform your fears into faith, to help you to know when it's time to trust the universe, how exactly to do that. If you're like me and are so controlling that you don't even know how to let go of control, you need this book. It's going to help you, give you exercises to learn how to surrender, to learn how to let go of control, to learn how to let the universe flow and guide you and give you everything that you want. The universe wants to give you everything that you want. The universe has your best interest at heart, including everybody else's. But you too. The universe wants you to do wonderful. You have to trust the universe has your back. I'm so glad that you joined me today. I'm so, so grateful that you're here. Anybody who's listening, I appreciate you being here. If you have not yet, please share my podcast with people who you think would also love free spiritual self-help books, like Gabrielle Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back. If you know somebody who wants this set and hasn't heard of me yet, please share my podcast with them so they can get the copies here for free. I have 3. Okay, so you, a friend, another friend, or you and a friend and a coworker, tell everybody so they can listen, so they can get these books and journal and cards for free. Because I love you, because I care about you, because I want you to have the same faith that the universe is going to take care of you. I love you guys. Again, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week on the Cosmic Librarian podcast. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Librarian podcast. Tune in next week for another chance to claim a free book about spirituality and holistic wisdom. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share this podcast with your book-loving friends. When we share, everyone wins.